final thing before I would move on from the NFL, at least real NFL. We might get into the fantasy land of the NFL. Bryce Young. So last time we talked about Bryce Young, it was obviously when the news came out that he was being benched. But obviously, all week, reporters have been asking, everybody on the Carolina staff, players, questions about the Bryce Young benching and what it really meant. And we kind of talked about it and what we think it meant. But I think some of these quotes kind of made me start to question what the whole idea behind benching Bryce Young is. So let me ask you again, what do you think it meant for Bryce Young to get benched after the Week 2 loss? For his future, I guess, with the Carolina Panthers.
No, I honestly think that this is a team that has some weapons, and I think they've played a full season with very similar weapons last year, played 2 horrible games this year. I think they want to take a quick look, see if a vet can at least get the ball to these guys enough to give this team a chance. Obviously, they don't want to play like they did last year and lose almost every game. I don't know if it's telling about Bryce's career. I don't think he's going anywhere still. I think this is going to be a few-week experiment. Obviously, if the Panthers win fucking 3-4 games, they're going to stick with Andy Dalton. But if it's just as bad, I think they'll end up sticking back with Bryce. I don't think it's this crazy end of the world for Bryce unless Andy Dalton goes out and starts winning football games.
So they were asked about were they considering trading him. They say it's not something we're really considering. We have a great situation with our quarterbacks right now with guys that have experience, so we love where we're at, and we're all hands on deck. We're focused on playing the Raiders this week. When asked if former number 1 overall pick still had a future here or could be a franchise quarterback, the delivery was the same. Absolutely. This is a developmentally minded program, so the development didn't stop. Every rep he's out there, we're evaluating the whole thing, and just continuing to push all of our guys, including Bryce, to take the next step. Every day is growth, possibility, and opportunity, so we're fully committed to that role. He took a lot of the scout reps today. He was in competition periods with the mixed group. Those are some of the things that he's taken on as a number 2 quarterback. Blah, 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 blah. I wish I could answer it differently, but that's truly it. It's all hands on deck. Everything we got because we have a really good opponent who just came off a really good road win. Dalton spoke on him and said, Bryce is awesome. It's a tough situation on everybody. I have a different perspective on it. I'm starting to think, and I kind of hinted at this last episode, but I wasn't totally sure. This might all be a just protection thing. Like, I'm not going to be shocked if it comes out eventually that, like, Bryce was pulled aside and they were like, look, this team blows.
Sure.
And every time you
let Andy Dalton take the fall.
Like, I mean, I'm not going to, like, look, let's be real. I know it's just one instance, but it's like, we don't want you to, like, have a Tua situation. It's like you're getting killed out there. Like you're getting smoked.
Yeah.
And maybe not the sense of a Tua situation, but I just mean like he is getting obliterated.
He's getting got.
That offensive line sucks.
Yeah.
We know we're not gonna win nothing. So let's lose this year.
But let's lose with
But it's not gonna be your fault. It's not gonna be your fault because last year. It
got pinned on him.
Last year, it got pinned on him for some odd reason.
But it also gives them the ability to say, I mean, if they do have a good team, and maybe it is all Bryce's fault, they can now figure that out.
But I think I think there may be a situation where they were kind of like, look, we're gonna let you rock for the rest of the season. Hey, if Andy Dalton plays even worse than you, which he probably will, we'll throw you back in. But for now, we need to heat the cool off on you. Because if you're going to be... Here's the thing. If you're going to be a franchise guy, and if they still have plans on you being the future, they're not gonna bench you and make it such a big thing and let it be such like an attention driven thing. Like it's like, all right, like why does Bill Belichick not want Tim Tebow on his roster? Because it draws too much attention to a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's perfectly fine with their attention drawn to the backup quarterback because it's Bryce Young.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he's going to have that attention drawn to him continuing on in the future because
Yeah.
he's still going to be QB1 for the Panthers next year.
Yes.
So I think honestly, there's shit we don't even know about. I feel like there's some other things that
Yeah,
we might not know about.
It's not straight up Bryce sucks. This is like the end of his career. He's gonna get traded. He's gonna get Trey Lance or whatever the fuck. Because they did Trey Lance 30, and maybe Trey Lance does actually suck, and hey, maybe Bryce Young actually sucks.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think if Andy Dalton can play well, they'll figure out that Bryce Young stinks. If Andy Dalton does it, it doesn't really tell him a whole lot other than the Carolina Panthers suck as a whole.
Well, yeah, I mean it's also 2024. You're not starting a future with Andy Dalton.
No.
So this is.
But it will show them that they might need to go out and get someone else.
I guess.
I mean, if this team is like really good, which again they won't be, but if something miraculous happens and this team starts winning games by a lot of points, then it could tell something. But I don't think that'll happen. I think this is just I don't know if I call it a waste of time, but maybe just a needed break for Bryce.
I'll put it to you like this: if they look crazy good with Andy Dalton, and they still keep Bryce, then we all know that this was the plan the whole time.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think they're gonna stick with Bryce or with Bryce. Fantasy.
And I don't think they'll look crazy good.
No, I do not either. Fantasy.